How we feel about that Diddy scandal. Can't take rappers seriously now that I know they all think by Diddy.
Even like in the rap world, like all of the rappers that you know that never been to jail and never got in any trouble with the law, but they talk as if their life is opposite of that. Like, those are federal informants, like, you know.
You think they're really out there?
My friend said to me, rappers, they're all so tough until you hear their real name.
Yeah, well, until you see them at a Puffy party.
Oh.
Then they're not tough no more. I'm surprised that the rap game is still alive after, because the masculinity that the rappers are supposed to portray.
I love everybody, but I love Katt Williams more than a lot of people. And that figure is wild.
Oh, it's getting wicked in Diddy's Kingdom of Secrets. Word on the street is that Katt and 50 are in possession of a list of rappers, past and present, that Diddy allegedly had connections with. And fans are shaking at some of the names whispered on it. If Katt and 50 are both willing to risk careers, lawsuits, and even physical threats to take this story public, just how deep does this Diddy rabbit hole go? Ever since that Club Shay Shay episode, Katt Williams has been on a mission. Dressed in truths and wrapped in metaphors, Katt's warning cry of "you gotta tell him no" didn't just go viral, it became a resistance chant, not just against Diddy, but against the entire system of silent submission in the industry. Meanwhile, 50 Cent, who has never kept quiet about Diddy, finally opened up a new chapter on Cameron's podcast, It Is What It Is. When asked directly, 50 didn't flinch. He admitted his issues with Diddy had little to do with music or mogul drama.
It's just TV. What's a business venture that you may have missed out on that people don't know that you'd be like, damn, I could have got that?
Oh, I could have did it a cannabis company out here in Vegas. It was big. It's a big company. And then I passed on the can because I was investing in spirits.
Right.
You can't do both at the same time. Like, so I was like, nah. I just chose to do that. Oh, because I had so much success with the spirits. Right. Like I was in F and Vodka was at like 43,000 cases. I took it to 216,000 cases in 16 months.
What is, and to the audience that doesn't know, what's that equivalent to in money-wise?
Oh, shit.
43,000 cases, 216,000 cases. What's that equivalent?
It was like, before we parted ways, they gave me 20 million.
Right.
Right, but and there was that company, and it was on the same model that Puff's deal was with Diageo. So like they made that deal to mirror that.
Right.
So this why I was like, no more puffy juice. And not because we had no specific beef, Ken, but we had a competing product at that point. So if my corner is over here, your corner is over there, I gotta make my corner feel cooler.
Right.
And he wasn't producing any new music or anything new that would make him cooler at that point. So it's like, I'll just stay active and keep putting it out there. You know what I mean? And they but look, those things, it worked. You know, it worked during the period that it's there, but they did get funny after I owned the companies.
Right.
So it's cool to work for them.
When you work for them. But when
as soon as you start not working for them, a little different. And that's just when, you know, like, don't think that the stuff that you see from Puffy is not, let's say this, these companies are like $3 billion a year, right? So they got lobbyists. Mm-hmm. The government they don't police the spirits business. The discus board does, but when they do something wrong, the discus board gives them a fine. What does the fine mean to us if we're getting $3 billion a year, Kat?
Right.
Just pay the fine, get them up out of here, and let's do it again if we have to, right? If it's breaking the business go the right way, that's the way it works. So it's kind of interesting. I think that civil suit turned into a look. They looked at it like maybe it's a criminal situation,
right?
A little early, and it could have been the same lobbyists and the same people that use their connections to make that happen for Puff.
Is that kind of why you was going hard on him the last couple years? Is it because of the liquor situation? Because to be honest, since the situation he's in now, it's kind of like you fell back on him. Was this all over the liquor, or you just said?
Well, most of that was motivation. That was competing,
right?
For with brands, and they was ahead of me.
Right.
Because he had been working on Ciroc and stuff like that. And then integrating it into our culture with Coco Loso and different things with different, different people connected to it. So, yeah, that's what that was. But when you look at, he would do a lot of foul shit behind the scenes. He would do some foul shit, like hating on, like doing things with people I'd done business with that he'd done business with. He would say, I was like, he said that to you?
Right.
I was like, yeah, so all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't know what they like till they see somebody with it. So they want the girls after you're done with it.
Yeah, leftovers.
Yeah.
You take your leftovers. A lot of niggas. You got a famous mugshot.
It's no secret that Katt Williams has been dropping breadcrumbs about rappers who did things in exchange for access, power, or protection in Diddy's world. And while he avoided direct names, fans connected the dots, especially when it came to Meek Mill. For years, 50 Cent has publicly trolled Meek Mill, shading his cozy relationship with Diddy, from cryptic IG posts to flat-out jokes about Meek being compromised. 50 made it clear something didn't sit right. Clips of Meek and Diddy whispering, giggling, and clubbing in private settings began to circulate again. Some had brushed them off as brotherhood. But when Meek's name popped up in a sealed lawsuit involving Diddy, complete with references to exclusive parties and unspoken arrangements, the whispers turned into alarms. Suddenly, the trolling didn't seem so funny. It felt like a warning.
He did not. It did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in intercourse with rapper 5. That's redacted. Look, 5. He's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael. If you don't, you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the f***? Meek?
I was drove me crazy. I pulled up to her crib. I was in that 19 Mercedes. I got this bad bitch from LA. Ain't so crazy. I'm serious. I take my dogs and we get this money we wavy.
Let's be real. Meek Mill was almost expected to be on the list. His closeness to Diddy had always raised eyebrows, but what shocked fans to the core was the sudden involvement of the game and the destruction it caused within his own family. During a recent Drink Champs appearance, Game casually brought up his 15-year fallout with his brother Big Faze 100. On the surface, it sounded like a tale of fame, finances, and growing pains. Game said his brother tried to ride his wave, manipulate his rise, and profit off his name. But Big Faze, his silence had weight until he broke it. Not long after that podcast dropped, Big Faze 100 posted a now-deleted photo of Diddy hugging the Game from behind. The caption, "Maybe it wasn't my street credibility. The streets didn't need more." The implication was clear, that the Game's rise may have come with a price, one that involved Diddy, and not just in the studio. This wasn't just a family drama. It was a public questioning of Game's masculinity and industry path from his own blood brother. Right as fans were still processing that, a viral video resurfaced, one that nobody can unsee. It showed the Game and Diddy offering drinks to a young Justin Bieber at a party.
Welcome to the family, John.
Now, don't get it twisted. This alleged list isn't just a male rapper exclusive. According to Katt Williams, 50 Cent, and the ever-unfiltered Jaguar Wright and Mary J. Blige sit right at the top when it comes to Diddy's connections with female artists. Jaguar Wright has long hinted that Mary J. was more than just Diddy's protege in the 90s. She was his enabler, his front, and possibly even his partner in the darker dealings of Bad Boys Prime. Katt echoed the sentiment, once saying in a cryptic interview that some of the queens of hip-hop knew what was happening in those studios and didn't stop it because they were in on it.
Oh, we're talking about Mary J. Blige. Yes, Mary J. Blige. That's what I'm talking about. She like to talk about me behind my back. I'm gonna talk about you to your face. How about that? If I'm lying about anything I said about you, you closeted freak, sue me. Isn't that your girlfriend that can do it? And they living off of your money? How don't that piss you off? How didn't that damn Lifetime Achievement Award piss your ass off? Because the reason why you was doing that show is so that you could get that money up to pay Kendu. And they talk about how mean you are on Power and what a great acting job you doing. You ain't acting yourself. Jill was acting. You just being yourself. You are ignorant, disloyal, ungrateful, and I'm gonna call you until you start acting like a woman, because that fancy dog collar that Puff got around your neck and has had around your neck for the past 30 years, it should have been got tight. It don't feel like a noose, Mary. It don't feel like a noose. Being yanked around by a bunch of time, but you want to pop fly with. See, that's the other issue that I got in the industry. It's not just the dudes, it's the women, yo. You let the ass you up into talking each other and hating each other and going against each other because you looking for favor in a man rather than looking to God. Puff Daddy ain't God, yo. Or people want to know, oh, Mary, why are you going after Mary? Why ain't nobody asking Mary why she went after me? I was a Mary J. Blige fan, just like all of you. I was in a lot of the studios where a lot of her records were written and recorded. Shoot, some of Mary's stuff I heard before she did. Me and Mary J. Blige have the same producer that we work with, Chucky Thompson. Well, she don't work with Chucky no more because I guess Puff told her that she couldn't. Chucky Thompson gave her the best music she ever had and she stopped using him, even though it's his work that made her famous. See, don't nobody ask those questions. Don't nobody ask why Easy Mo B didn't do more tracks for Mary, because Puff was in control. P. Diddy, Honeycomb, was in control. Mary J. Blige has turned her back on almost everybody that's ever cared about her, ever loved her. Her and her sister, LaTanya, LaToya, whatever name. They're awful people. Y'all just don't know it.
But the whispers around Mary J. Blige don't just stop at her loyalty to Diddy. Nah, they get a whole lot creepier when you add 2PAC to the picture. Enter Desiree Smith, 2PAC's ex-girlfriend, who's been spilling untold chapters of Pac's life, and she didn't hold back. In one resurfaced interview, Desiree casually claimed that Tupac had not only smashed Faith Evans, Diddy's then ride or die, but also Mary J. Blige.
And Suge was f***ing Puff's baby mama, and Pac was f***ing her best friend.
Who her best friend? Who was the best friend?
Who still is her best friend?
Oh, I don't know, Miss Desiree. I'm trying to get you to say it.
I know, but
Would
she's
this
in.
lady happen to be? Would she happen to be a singer who
Absolutely.
just been successful for the last 4 decades?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
would this singer happen to have an album titled My Life?
Absolutely. You got it.
And that brings us back to those infamous Diddy parties. The ones where Mary J. Blige always seemed front and center, dancing, sipping, smiling, just a little too hard. Fans have noticed, clips have resurfaced. Was Mary J. Blige just having fun? What do you think?
Mary J. Blige, she's been there since the very beginning. She was pushing, 26 when she was having intimate physical engagement with Danny Boy was 15, 16 years old.
This Mary J. Blige, I'm 15, 16 years old, and she flying me in. And you know what it is when a girl back up on you and you young.
Allegedly, one of those tapes that Courtney Burgess say that he never saw was with Diddy, a very 16-year-old and a very 26-year-old Mary J. Blige.
Mary J, Danny Boy. Danny Boy back then, he was about 16. They both was out.
Dudes that she was messing around with that was in the industry, was they R&B singers or producers or?
Producers and singers. Two guys with one girl, it's a little questionable to me. And it's a lot of people that can say that they done it, but it's a lot of people that it's a habit for them.
Damn, Mary J. Blige is definitely on the list, no doubt about it. But if there's one name Katt Williams and 50 Cent are absolutely standing behind with zero hesitation, it's Rick Ross. Now Ross and Diddy, their connection goes way, way back. We're talking years of business deals, club appearances, shirtless mansion parties, and very public displays of brotherhood. But fans have always raised an eyebrow, like, why is Diddy always so hands-on with Rose? And why does their chemistry feel just a little too loyal?
My brother, Ricky Rose. Ricky Rose, you a hustler, man. Woo! I've known you for a long time, for helping me with Ciroc, to just, like, watching your whole get down. You a hustler, man. I just want to take my hat off to you, give you your flowers. That's right. Throw a car show festival. Man got horses, giraffes, rhinos. Go ahead, black man. Do your thing. Love, love, love. I support anything Ricky Rose do. Anything he do, Bell.
This true, yeah, this true inspiration. Me being with my brothers, you know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, we
here.
We the neighborhood association now.
You better believe.
You better believe it, mother.
Yeah, the board.
Like the legendary Barry White always said, when greed is consumed, it takes the best out of you. And man, it's looking like that's exactly what happened to Diddy in the pursuit of power, fame, and, let's face it, control. Diddy's actions have gone from questionable to downright destructive.
Greed is a funny thing. Once you take a bite of it, it tends to turn on you and start eating you up.
Even with a list of rappers tied to his name, indulging in these freak-offs and whatever else went on behind closed doors, Diddy's greed didn't stop there. Oh no, his sinister web reached beyond the world of hip-hop. This man didn't just want control over artists, he wanted to pull in actors, comedians, and even politicians into his dark circle. It was all about domination and securing his power at every level. One name that's been loud and proud in this chaotic mess is Terrence Howard. You'd think someone like him, a heavyweight actor with major roles under his belt, would be easy prey in Diddy's world. But, as Howard himself has said, he's not one to lose his man card just to get ahead. He's proud to this day that he managed to sidestep whatever Diddy had in mind, refusing to fall into that rabbit hole.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that because the man card means everything.
When it comes to Diddy, it's no secret that his behavior can turn on a dime, especially when things don't go his way. He's the kind of person who demands loyalty, but when that loyalty isn't given, or when someone dares to defy him, things can get dark fast. One of the boldest revelations comes from singer Dawn Richards. Dawn, a former member of Danity Kane, has shared a chilling experience that shines a light on the kind of manipulative power Diddy wields behind closed doors.
Work with me. I've seen Puff spaz out on people to the point where my heart jumped. And I'm a grown ass. I was like, damn, I'm glad I'm not on the other end of that. What's the worst time you ever seen him spaz out?
Yo, I'm about to air out our dirty laundry.
Okay.
So, we were coming to rehearsal in New York. We were doing Saturday Night Live. Yeah. And Kalina and I didn't know we had rehearsals. And we were asking everybody, when's rehearsals? They didn't know. We get to SIR Studios and Puff on us. He spazzes out on us. And he was like, we all don't want it. He always go with the y'all don't want it, the Jedi mind treatment. He makes you believe that you suck all to hell. And then you've been working all hours of the night, and me and him got in a huge.
What did he say to you, verbatim?
I can't even go into detail. He was like, y'all want it, y'all don't want it. And I was like, Puff, why you talking so loud? And I've kind of always, been respectful. I've never really went too out of line with Puff. I threw my purse down. I was like, well, you want to go, we can go. There was this chess battle that happened between him and I think everybody's eyes was like, Dawn. D-Rock was looking at me like, little bit, where you gonna go with that? And I think that was the first time Puff was like, I needed to maybe slow down on that moment. That was my first time both of us ever seeing a side that I don't think we've ever saw with neither one of us.
Oh, that's Diddy, man.
People
have lost careers.
That was New Orleans meets New York that day.
You don't want to find yourself in that dark, lonely place.
He says it consistently.
That's one of his famous quotes.
Right.
Wow, man, you survived that.
Now here's the shocker. DJ Khaled. You'd never expect his name to come up in the same breath as 50 Cent and Katt Williams when it comes to Diddy's shady dealings. But here we are. Khaled has been in the industry for a minute, and for a long time, he's played the background, staying relatively out of the spotlight when it comes to Diddy's more questionable connections. While Rick Ross has always been a key figure in Diddy's world, Khaled's role was more subtle. He was never as overt, never as flashy. But make no mistake, he was always there, part of the machine, operating in the shadows. However, everything started to unravel when one of Diddy's former confidants, Jonathan Audi, began speaking out. Audi, who was once one of Diddy's trusted allies, has made some shocking statements about the inner workings of Diddy's world. during a federal interrogation. And suddenly, Khaled, who had kept everything under wraps, couldn't hide anymore.
My dog Bubbles, my service dog. Yeah. Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay? They're gay. Who? Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay.
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah. Gotcha.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
I with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would match what I do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot.
Hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
It's DJ Khaled talking with Diddy. People are suspecting that this is right after Diddy gave him the diddle. Whoa. DJ Khaled, bro.
My brother, I was thinking on the way, come here, I said,
why are they in the bathroom? Look how he's touching them.
you really?
I'm getting nervous.
We gotta cut that out.
No, we thank God for edits. Go ahead.
Why is he brushing his teeth? Why is he brushing his teeth? He's holding him on the back like that. He's dressed in pajamas, fam.
I was just saying how proud I am of my brother. My brother is really gonna go down in history as a living legend. You know what I'm saying? And don't wait for nobody to give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because I done already gave them to you, and I don't know if the bouquet gonna.
That's all I need.
In this.
I don't need it from nobody else.
It's so weird. Yo, is that weird though? Yo.
Now things really started getting suspicious after the police intervention happened. Jonathan Audi, the man who seemed to hold the key to everything, exposed everyone. He spilled details on the inner workings of Diddy's world, the dark dealings, and the eerie connections that tied so many people into this complex web. But right after all of this went down, Jonathan Audi disappeared. Just like that, he wasn't seen around anymore, and his name became almost erased from the conversation. Now, the big question is, did Diddy silence him? When you're at the level Diddy is, you don't just let people go around spilling your secrets without repercussions. With the way Audi seemed to expose so much, it's no surprise that some are speculating that he was silenced, either through sheer power, intimidation, or payoffs.
Why does this man's hearing, guys, keep getting delayed? I honestly don't understand. Why does that keep getting pushed back? This NDA exposes their relationship and exposes the stuff that Diddy was doing, but it really helps prove a lot of the stuff. And if that NDA proves his relationship, then that could also mean that what he's saying in the rest of the video is credible about these other musicians, about the system, about Mark Geragos, about how corrupt they are. One thing about this Audi conversation, since we've been discussing Diddy from way back at the Cassie lawsuit, this Audi conversation, something in the buttermilk ain't right. Something about this is just sinister, dark energy, and doesn't make any sense and keeps sticking out to me because it's something that hasn't really been worked out yet. It still confuses me, this entire conversation about what Audi was doing, how he got from being a slave to then being a shooter in regards to a president. All of it is just very interesting, and why his hearings keep getting delayed, and apparently he's still in prison, but people don't know where he is. The hearings, if you've actively seen them, they're very weird. All of it doesn't make any sense to me, and it seems like judiciary corruption is going on behind the scenes to keep delaying stuff like this. What I'm saying is there must be some intel going on the other side helping Diddy for this conversation, because I don't understand it. If they're moving stuff, if they're moving dope, and if lawyers are also involved from what he is saying, then that also means that prosecution, police can also be involved, companies, law firms can also be involved. It's all kind of connected, and he's probably just a pawn in this conversation.
As if the story wasn't dark enough, things just got even more sinister. With Diddy's trial fast approaching, one of the key victims who was supposed to testify has suddenly gone missing. Now, this isn't just a coincidence. No one just disappears on the eve of such a high-profile trial unless something bigger is going on behind the scenes. The real question here is, did Diddy pay them off, just like Jonathan Audi?
With the selection of a jury in the Sean Diddy Combs case almost complete, prosecutors are preparing for opening arguments on Monday. But they admit there's a snag. One of their key witnesses against the rapper appears to have gone missing. This comes as we learn that Combs' ex-girlfriend, who was seen on video being assaulted by the rapper, is pregnant. Here's Les Trent.
Is a key witness in the Sean Diddy Combs trial backing out? Victim number 3, as she's called, was set to testify against the music mogul. The name of victim number 3 was going to be revealed when she took the stand, but the woman has apparently gone missing, and prosecutors say they've been unable to reach her.
People just get nervous, and this person could just be nervous and just has had second thoughts.
If the prosecutor can't find this witness, how might it affect the case?
Look, I don't think it's going to have a tremendous effect. The prosecution is going to call a number of alleged victims. So look, this is just one less.
Someone else is also getting cold feet. A juror sent an email to the judge asking to be removed from the panel for issues of personal well-being. Meanwhile, we're learning that the person prosecutors are calling victim number 1, Diddy's ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, is pregnant with her 3rd child. She's asking the judge to break every 90 minutes when she takes the stand due to her advanced pregnancy. The star witness is still expected to testify about that shocking videotape of Diddy attacking her in a hotel hallway.
Combs has been incarcerated since last September. He has pleaded not guilty to all the charges.
While all this chaos swirls around Diddy's world, Katt Williams has been dropping cryptic warnings to those still caught up in the shadows of the industry. In his recent interviews, he's been outspoken about how many in the game are dying or mysteriously disappearing, and how it's all part of a much darker story that no one talks about openly. The rapper turned comedian turned spiritual advisor has seen it all, and he's putting the industry on blast.
What I'm saying is, in business, nothing is coincidental, or you would be hearing who's losing money. In all of these situations, it's only the artist that's losing. Somebody makes big money. When these rappers get killed, not incidental. Somebody made $100 million and now don't have to talk to that artist or none of their crew, don't have to validate none of their contracts. Now only got to deal with the mama, only got to see her once a year, and it's over. And the money goes up and up and up. So they killed this $20 million guy, but they reaped $60 million in benefits.
With Diddy's trial fast approaching, the court has released an official list of key witnesses who are set to make or break this case. These witnesses range from people who have been closest to Diddy in the industry to those who've been on the fringe of his most controversial moments.
Hey, what's up, America? We got the list. What list is that, you may ask? Why, that's the Diddy party list. Yeah, we got that. That was dropped by prosecutors. You guys want to see what celebrities and politicians and royal members went to the Diddy parties? Well, we're gonna show them right here. Come with me and let's check this out as a family. Now remember, these are just the names that were dropped by the prosecution. We're not saying anything about them. So here's the first little section right there. I'll just let you pause and read. There's the second section right there. Just let you pause and read. Of course, there's the third section of that page. You should pause and read that, of course. And of course, all the usual suspects on there. Basically everybody you know and love, if you want to call it that. Here's page 2. There we go. Chris Rock all the way down to Chrissy Teigen and the usual suspects in the middle there. Oh, there's another group. Look right there. There's another group of them. Hey, couple surprises. Not a lot, though. And we got another section over there. Take a look at that. Yeah, that's about right. That sounds about right. Of course, here we start the royal members. Here's the royal members down there. Might want to take a pause and look at that. Uh-oh, slip on a banana peel, looks like. Of course, you might want to pause that right there. Might want to take a look at some of those. That looks pretty important. I don't know. Take a look at those names. Whoopsie doodle. Here we go. Like I said, take a minute to share this all over the world if possible.
So what do you think? Will these people testify against Diddy, or will they stand by him and protect the empire he's built? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. Until then, fam, keep it real.